Welcome to Formula Friday, your weekly Formula One show. I'm Nick, that's Lewis. Today we're going to cover a very eventful Sao Paulo Brazilian Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it. We have some news to get to, including one of the teams had a break in, and we
Oh,
have the reveal of the new Audi concept. But first, Lewis, how's your week been?
really good. So there's been something big that happened to me, and it's big personally. So many people know I do a program that I use called iRacing,
Mhm.
uh, for when I did race control and stuff. Anyways, they reached out to me and asked me to be a programmer for them. So I am.
Oh, dude!
I know I'm so pumped, and it's
Dude, that's
unpaid.
so cool!
I know unpaid, but it's an application that runs with iRacing. It's a separate thing, and I'm super pumped to be working on it, and I cannot wait.
Dude, that's such great news. Good
I know.
job. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy about it. It's really cool. That's
I
been the
love that
biggest.
for you.
Thank you. I love that for me too. Uh, yeah. So that's been my big news of the week. It's been awesome. It's awesome to finally get my foot in the door with programming. Uh, Even though it's unpaid, because I purposely said I don't want to be paid for it, but it's resume work. It's awesome work, fun work. Besides that, just work. And my Thunder NBA team are doing really good. Prior to take on the Lakers. But other than that, how's life been for you there, Nick? And how's the
Life's been pretty good. My fiance ran another half marathon on Sunday,
oh,
which I was worried about her because she had a bit of an accident at her work softball team. She took a line drive to the ankle like 2.5 weeks ago, and it's one of those where it was an under the skin, like a muscle bruise, and she's really struggled with that. And at first, she wasn't sure if she was gonna even do the race. Then she's like, "Oh, maybe I'll just walk it. I want to be out there." But I mean, she's a runner at heart. She ran in college. She was recruited in college for running, so like she loves to do it. And she said at first when she started, her pace, she just kind of naturally started to pick up in her ankle after a while. She said she didn't feel it, which I wasn't sure if that was a good thing or not. But she did the race and she didn't break a personal record, but she still did very well in that race. And I'm very proud of her. I love her so much. And chess wise, this week I'm 2 out of 3 on the week. I lost my game today, but I've been really trying to focus more on the game itself. I got to three. I was at 388 elo today in the format that I play. I thought I was gonna get closer to 400. Unfortunately, not. I'm still hoping to be there by the end of the week, but I've been trying to be more into. I've been reading books. I've been reading chess books. I have my actual board that I've been trying to practice lines and stuff on. I feel myself learning, and I feel myself. I don't know if I'm getting better, but I feel myself at least understanding. And I analyze all my games after every single game. I analyze it and I see what I did wrong, where I went wrong to see if I can work on that pattern recognition. I made a very dumb mistake today. I could have won the game I was playing today about 10 moves earlier than before I lost. And I didn't see it. And that's really frustrating and hard. But at the same time, chess is a really hard game.
yeah?
So
You
I
get
just
real.
gotta keep at it and not let myself fall down a chess hole, I guess, is what I don't know if I'd call it that, but I guess I'm gonna call it that.
So you get but first awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, being a racer at heart is a really compete and luckily finish the race, buddy. We could.
Oh, which one?
Yeah,
No. Of course, we're talking about, well, many people. This was a really fun weekend. I am very glad that the entire weekend was as fun as it was because my fiance also I've gotten her into Formula 1. I gave her the bug. And I've been hyping up this race tour for the last 2 weeks. Like, Brazil is always an incredible race. It's always amazing. It's always awesome. You're gonna love it. And I'm so glad it delivered because if it didn't, I am worried that I would have pushed her away. But it all started with qualifying. I'm not gonna start at sprint qualifying because it happened while I was at work and I didn't get to watch it anyway because we love sprint weekends. Woo. but actual race qualifying. I guess we can talk about the sprint first. Let's talk about the sprint first.
Yeah,
Um, so you and we don't really like the sprint. I
correct.
don't I don't like it for a few reasons. None are very that important. But what I probably don't like the most about sprints, and this is going to sound really weird coming from me, a Lando Norris fan, I don't like that now the sprints have championship implications. I mean, they always kind of have, but it's very much more prevalent this season than it has been since they've introduced it, like 2021, sure. But the sprints for this season very much now all matter, and they've always kind of mattered in hindsight, but now the remaining sprint, but the one from this last weekend and the next one, they matter so much because going into the sprint, Lando was only leading Oscar by a single point, and after the sprint that Lando won and Oscar DNF'd, he was leading Oscar by 8 points, 9 points, and I kinda hated that. I kinda hated that going into the race, we had already had a points giving race before that, to the point where I mean, it's still dramatic because in the grand scheme of things, 9 points isn't that much, but I liked that it was a 1 point advantage, and then suddenly it wasn't. It was a little tiny bit deflating, just a
Yeah,
tiny bit.
I see. I like the idea of sprints because especially when it's hey more racing, great. The thing I don't like about it is it's short. It's an appetizer when I want the main course. So it's like it's that weird part where it's like I'm really hungry. I want some, and then it's like breadcrumbs. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's fair. It's also I mean, it has incredible implications for the entire weekend, which it's another layer of strategy. I could be coming around to the sprints. I just I didn't really like how they were when they were first introduced in 2021 before they really nailed down the format of it all.
Yeah,
And I do think it's a better format now than it was back then, but I whatever. The point is in the sprint itself, and I sent you a text while I was watching it, and I
yes,
said because you and we normally don't watch the sprints. I'm going to have to now because I'm bound to Lando Norris. But I told you you're going to want to watch the sprint. I didn't give
yeah.
you any details. I didn't tell you anything. I just said you will want to watch this.
Which is very fair and very appreciative. Thank you for that. It's not like I don't watch them with intensity. I would do because
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll watch them, but it's just like all right. Well, it, I feel like because they don't need to pit really after the first 5 laps there.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you told me to watch it. I watched it, and I wasn't. I I think like I didn't realize what happened.
And that thing that happened is that Oscar, I mentioned it earlier, crashed. There was water on the track, and he also took out Franco and Hulkenberg, which Hulkenberg was up racing, and Franco were both up racing next to Oscar, if that tells you anything. But that was crazy.
It was. I thought okay. So when that happened, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I see why you texted me this. This is championship. It was a big. This is this is big.
Hmm. And part of I want to kind of talk about a little bit of the controversy surrounding that. So Lando's racing style, I can speak definitively for this because I always pay attention to him. His style, Lando very much likes to grab the curbs on every track that he races. He likes to get every bit of the racing line that he can, and that involves him getting up on the curb. That's just what he does. It makes me very nervous sometimes, but that's his style and it works for him. It had been raining a lot in Sao Paulo and Interlagos. I don't know what we want to call it. It had been raining a lot there, and Lando wasn't leading. He had dipped his tire onto the curb around turn 1, and it had brought some water from the curb onto the track. Now, Kimi was right behind Lando, and he had mentioned Lando brought some water on the track because shortly after that is when Oscar spun out and he took the others with him. When I say Oscar took the others with him, it's because Oscar also brought water onto the track, but it affected Franco and Hulk because they were directly behind him. It was really weird. He didn't hit them, but they all kind of went into the same place on the track, and because of the water, they spun out. Now, people were blaming Oscar was also blaming Lando for bringing water onto the track, but what I'm hung up on is Kimmy and Charles and Max, not Max, Max, the people behind Lando missed it, and it suddenly wasn't a problem until Oscar did the same exact thing. So I don't think that it was a Lando problem. I think it was just a combination of there was water and Oscar got loose, and then he brought more water onto the track. I'm not saying Lando didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong, but I'm not saying Lando didn't bring water onto the track. But I think that blaming Lando for what happened 3 or 4 cars back is insane, and there
Yeah,
were people doing it.
I think the people blaming Lando issue are the same people that just blame him for,
Mhm.
and it's just part of being the noob top dog. Like it's just it. Like I've used this analogy before, but like I'm a OKC Thunder fan. I love basketball. Everyone blames SGA, which is the Thunder's best player, for
Mhm.
like, oh, he does this, he does this, and does this. It's like, well, everybody else does it too. More eyes on him now, and that's just the way it is with Lando. And Max was the same way back when his fight with Lewis. So
Mhm.
I don't think anything wrong happened there. If anything, this shows how unstable these cars are and how much these drivers they are literally pilots pushing these things on the razor's edge, where a little spill of water can ruin your race.
100%. And because of that DNF and Lando winning, that's what boosted Lando up to 8 points ahead of Oscar going into the actual race weekend itself. Also, what happened in that sprint, and this happened after I texted you, Gabriel Bortoleto. This was his home race. This is his home race. First time in Formula One. I was very much looking forward to seeing how well he was going to do. It was toward, I think it was the last lap.
It was, I
He,
think it was like 3 to go because I think they finished caution.
yeah, he went really deep in turn, it was turn one, and it looked like he just didn't get slowed down enough because if you look at different angles, his DRS was still open when the others around him weren't. But he tried to go past. Was it Liam? Was it a racing bull he tried to get past?
I know that I think it was a raceable bull. I don't remember.
He tried to sneak past and he lost it. And he lost it in an incredibly violent and scary way. I'm gonna use hand motions. So this is him. This is the car ahead. And he went in and it looked like, I mean, you've done racing online. He hit there wasn't enough grip on the track and he hit the gas a bit too soon and he was coming in a bit hot, so he just spun it around, drove right into the wall, which was 5 feet from him, crashed his crashed into it with his driver's left front tire. But because Brazil, that turn is at a bank, he also slid down, also going super fast, and hit the same part of his car on the other side at another wall and came to a rest. His car, I mean, the front tires look like this. It looked like a spaceship. And
Yeah.
luckily, said he was fine. He was all good. Thankfully, he was fine and all good because that was scary. The last time I saw a wreck that scared me that bad in Formula One was when Zhou Guan Yu just
Oh, at
went airborne into the
Silverstone.
catch fence. Yeah,
Yeah, when he went upside down, was riding on the roll hoop.
also in a
Uh,
Sauber.
yeah. So like this, yeah, to put it in perspective, how bad this was, he hit like all 4 sides of his car,
Hmm.
was airborne, time, and his tires were touching on the same side of the car at one point in time. And then when he came to arrest, hit the radio button to tell his uh crew chief, but his race engineer, hey, I'm okay. He had to literally pick up the steering column because the
Hmm.
whole steering column broke and was on his thighs slash knees.
Yeah,
That 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 was a hard hit.
it
I
was a
felt
really
bad
hard
for
hit.
him.
And the car was just demolished. And I don't know because I mean, obviously qualifying was happening just what 2 hours after
Two or
the end
three
of the
hours,
sprint,
yeah.
2 or 3 hours after that. there was no way they were gonna get that car ready by then.
No,
There
and
was
they
just no
don't
way.
bring yeah, they don't bring backup cars anymore.
No. So, I mean, that happened. Lando won, finished under caution. Gabby was fine, thankfully. Oscar got taken out along with others. Insane sprint, and honestly, kind of cool. I liked it. That's the sprint that happened might have made an argument for me to like sprints.
Yeah.
Um, Now we're going to qualifying. So I didn't get a chance to watch Q3. I It was my own fault. But I got in and I saw Q2. And the very first thing I noticed, I was looking at the timing tower. Lewis, there was nary a Red Bull in the top
Yeah.
15. Not a single Red Bull. And I did a triple take. I'm like, there's no way. Like I went through there and I just made sure I went like I basically was up into the TV with my finger going, Racing Bull, where's the Red Bull?
Yeah, it got to the point where I'm assuming you were like, "Yeah, this must be a mistake. They must have an error on this timing."
Right, and I was hoping that they would say something about it in the broadcast, but they didn't because obviously something like that is crazy. You're gonna know about it. I managed to find something on Reddit, and I'm expecting, oh, was there like a wreck or an engine issue? Lewis, it was pace. Max Verstappen was out in Q1 because he didn't have the pace.
When's the have we ever heard that before?
Sochi. Well, no, that wasn't even a thing with. I don't think he's ever gotten knocked out with pace. The last time Max was out in Q1 was Sochi 2021, I believe. And that was because he just didn't want to try because they were doing an engine swap. He just didn't want to.
Yeah, that's
I don't
like
think Max has ever, unless this happened a long, long time ago, I don't think there's ever been a time where Max just didn't get out of Q1 because of pace.
yeah. The last time I can think of, like, I know this was a big thing with Echo. Like he always could never get out of Q1 with the Red Bull, but that's because the car was shite.
Hmm.
They play that Toto Wolf. I got the email to prove it clip.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I don't see Max ever he'd be in there in a GT3 while everyone else is in a Formula One car, and you still put it into Q.
It blew my freaking mind. It was insane. But I mean it happened. I The only other notes, major notes I have from qualifying, Ollie Behrman is a insane. Whatever they're doing to that Haas and whatever Ollie has conjured up, he got to Q3 in the Haas. Ollie has been doing so good this last third of the season, quarter of the season. He unlocked something, and I don't know what it is, but he's making some noise.
Yeah. Do you think they actually like put money into it? Do you think Gene Haas saw Andretti come like, oh yeah, we should probably competition?
I don't know, and I know we talked about this last week where I said I appreciate that Haas is still fighting to the end and giving upgrades and whatnot, but they need to. Are they not? What's going to happen next season?
Yeah. It's like they don't know the rules. Like if you finish lower, you get more wind tunnel time. Like it feels like they don't just like, hey, we're gonna go crazy right now.
Right. Not to mention the money that in the research and the R&D, like it's confusing me, but it's working, so sure. Ollie
Yeah.
is doing a very good job, and I think a lot of it too is less the Haas and more Ollie. I'm not saying that the 2 can't coincide, but based off of how Esteban's been doing too, I think a lot of it is Ollie.
Yeah.
It's like
Always.
watching George Russell in the Williams,
Uh,
but
uh,
better.
yeah. I was gonna say, remember when we were so excited that George scored a point in Williams,
Uh-huh.
and now Ollie's like fighting for podiums, damn near.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. This is probably the best rookie class that we've had in Formula 1 in forever, and I'm saying that fully aware of the Lando,
Albon.
George, Albon class.
Yeah.
They're good, but they weren't that good their first season.
Yeah.
I can't think of any rookie class that's been this dominant.
I can't count Max Verstappen when he was, but I mean that's about it.
Moving on to the race, incredible race. Um, incredible and heartbreaking because right away we had another wreck. Didn't even get a lap in. That was Gabriel Bortoleto.
Oh
Didn't even get to turn 4 in his first race at his home track. He just couldn't. It was such a bad weekend for him, and it made me very sad because he deserved better. He
yeah,
really did, and I mean, it comes down to luck and bad luck, and I get that, but
yeah. Could you imagine just not pressure? It's your has to
mhm,
knowing you will not have like another opportunity.
right. I felt so bad for him, and seeing all the post-race interviews, he's already just bundled up in his hoodie and everything, even during the race. It hurt me. It really hurt me.
Yeah,
I like Gabriel Bortoleto a lot. I like a lot of the rookie drivers in this class, but as I never want I always want a rookie to do well at their first home race. It
yeah,
just I just always want that because you can't take that away from them. No matter how their career goes, at least their first race in front of their home crowd, especially Brazil, who is, as you know,
diehards.
rabid fan bases.
Yes, I yeah, it was insane. That was a great, so to speak, but like insane start to the race. And you forgot to even mention Max Verstappen started in the pits.
Max Verstappen did start in the pits because they decided to put in a new engine because they were out in Q1.
Yeah. So I don't know how that will work throughout the race. Maybe that'll be good for him.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, that happened just right away. Um and then we get to I'm not sure when this happened. It must have been during the parade laps during the caution flag, but Lewis got some kind of damage in his undercarriage.
Yeah, it looks like so my lap notes, uh Gabby stopped on track and then Stroll and Gabby got into it. Like that caused it. Lewis had a broken front wing from Carlos.
That's right. It was a broken front wing, and that affected because the Ferrari is such a very finicky
Yeah.
beast. Because of how specific that car is engineered, anything that affects any of the aero just makes the car on the ground, which is why they've introduced the lift and coast strategy that everybody jokes about, but they have to, otherwise they're gonna wear their bottom plate, and they don't they don't want that because otherwise they'll get a double DNF like they did in China, and you don't want Ferrari to get a double DNF. Can you imagine if Ferrari got 2 double DNFs in 1 season?
Yeah, that would be like insane. That would be like may I say like impossible, right?
So shortly after Gabby's crash, we got back to green flag racing, and Oscar and it was Lando, Kimi, Charles, and Oscar. The They were fighting for in the first turn. Oscar was on the inside, Kimi in the middle, Charles minding his own business on the outside, just taking a very safe line around the outside of the track. When Oscar is on the corner here, using my hands again, Kimi comes down to also take the corner. Oscar hits Kimi, which shunts him into Charles, and Charles loses a tire, a complete wheel, and crashes in turn 1.
So Lewis is still driving at this point, right? Like,
Lewis is still driving,
okay,
yes.
cool. We don't have a double DNF yet. Okay.
No, no. Charles did get taken out by this. This was a DNF for Charles. And
Yes.
all right,
Oh,
I'm
we're getting
gonna.
ready for a hot take.
This isn't a hot. Well, it
Oh,
might. That crash was Oscar's fault.
Yes.
100% it was Oscar's fault. And I know a lot of drivers, some were like, "Oh, it's 50-50." Some were like, "No, it was Kimi's fault." Others were like, "Yeah, what did you want Oscar to do, disappear?" By the rules of Formula 1, that was Kimi's corner. Oscar got tunnel vision and he he was racing, but he expecting Kimi to just let him have that? Kimi
Yeah.
was taking a racing line.
Yeah.
And you saw that he had locked up because at that point, I think he knew that he screwed up, but it was too late because when he hit Kimi, he had locked up his brakes. He tried to slow down. He shouldn't have been going for that in the first place. That I don't know what he thought else was going to happen by doing that move. He was blaming Kimi for just shooting down the track too fast. No, Kimi was on his racing line. Oscar, why would you be that far on the inside on that turn, 3 wide? Why? Back out. Just
Yeah.
back out. You have a McLaren. You're going to pass him. Back out.
It,
And don't hit Kimi, force Charles out of the race, and then go on during your press interviews. I need to chill. Go to your during your interviews and say it was Lando's fault. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna look into it. Oh, it should or not Lando's fault. It was Kimi's fault. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're gonna look into it. Oh, that's nah. And then people were complaining that McLaren wasn't fighting for Oscar because of he got a 10-second penalty for that. By the way, earned. He got an earned 10-second penalty for that stunt because that wasn't his corner. That was Kimi's corner. And he was complaining, and other people are complaining, oh, how come McLaren's not fighting against that? You know why they're not fighting against that? Because they knew that Oscar was wrong.
yeah. I agree with you.
That wreck was Oscar's fault, and I'm so sick of the Oscar fans and people somehow thinking that Lando's getting special treatment because Oscar screwed up. It's not the first time he screwed up all season either. That is how I know he doesn't. If he wins the championship, fine. He doesn't have championship mentality. He is
Not yet.
falling apart at the end of the race, and you can tell throughout the entire season that Oscar can't bounce back from things that happen. He admitted in Baku that he was still feeling effects of the week before. And what did he do in Baku? Crash twice. Oscar needs to learn to bounce back. And he's had this perception all season of, oh, he's the Iceman. I don't think that's true. I think the Iceman is starting to melt and crack a little bit, which is fine. He's young. He will get there. But he's not there now, and you can't be blaming other people for your own problems. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just letting you have the floor there.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so sick of people claiming favoritism with McLaren and Lando. And honestly, at this point, maybe they are because Lando is the more consistent driver. Lando has the championship mentality. You know why? Because if something happens to him, like, I don't know, wrecking the car in Canada because he tried to go for a gap that he shouldn't have. That sounds familiar, right? He follows it up by winning the next race or getting a podium in the next race. He doesn't let that affect him and carry it with him. That's how I know that Lando's ready for the championship. Whew.
I agree
A
with
lot
you.
of that
Like,
just I got taken over by something there.
no, it was fine. It was hot. But
Whew.
but yeah, I agree. I think it was. I literally have in my race notes. Piastri tried to late lunge.
Mhm.
Piastri like wasn't his corner. He didn't try to make the move, and I agree with your takes that like he at the beginning of the season, first half of the season before the break, I would have said he has the championship mentality. He just has what it is. What it is. I'll race and I win. You know, but now he's just. I think you said it best. The Iceman is starting to crack.
Mhm.
I I if McLaren does favor, and I can see why they do favor Lando now, is because he's starting to. He is the number one.
Mhm.
As much as I hate, it pains me to say this. I think Lando's champion.
Yeah.
And the reason it pains me to say this is nothing wrong with no. It's the Lando fanboys that I dislike. Kind of like I don't
Hey,
hate.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
it's kind of like I don't hate Taylor Swift. I hate the Swifties.
Right.
Yeah, and
Careful,
also,
they're gonna come for you, by the way. They know
oh
where you live
god,
now.
oh god, yeah. Oh god. Um, but also I would like to see Lando lose just because it'd be entertaining to watch you crack. But I get it.
Mhm.
And
It's
it's
not
not, and I say that with
fun at all.
nothing but love.
Mhm.
You already have the constructors. You don't need a driver. What are you?
I
Eight?
want the drivers more than the constructors. The constructors is fine, but that's happened before. Give me the drivers. I wanna see
uh,
Lando with the number 1. You put it in my head, and I can't get it out, by the way. Ever since you mentioned that to me the other day, I can't get that out of my head.
I know. I thought about that too when they were showing the cars.
Mm,
But anyways, I have in my race notes. So that happened. Charles literally was like stop track. Not
mhm.
really. He was kind of. I have in my notes. Why was there no full course yellow or safety until the cars got back after turn 3? They were on that straight,
Yeah, they were.
and then they're like, "Oh yes, a safety car," or they did the virtual safety. They
Mhm.
waited an entire lap before they threw.
That was really bad stewarding. That was
Yeah,
terrible.
I don't get it.
I don't have an answer for you. It's kind of more of the same. We've kinda seen this all season. The stewarding has been bad.
Yeah, I get it. Like they try to do more consistent, like compared to Michael Massey years. They
Mhm.
try to have like was it 4 people now, or like they try to have the same random.
Yeah.
I think that was my one takeaway. Also, during the yellow flag, remember how Max started in the pit?
Yep.
It was up to P13.
Excuse me?
Yeah, but then he dropped down to P8 front right.
Naturally.
So I mean, we have what 2 cars out right now, so he's down there in last. So nothing bad will come.
Yeah, no, Max isn't gonna get back up there at all.
No,
There's no way.
goodness. Oh,
So, anyway, what else happened in the race? Lando was on another level. And it wasn't dominant like it was in Mexico, but he had the pace and he had the consistency. It wasn't a Sunday drive, but McLaren and Lando both were I feel like they were firing on all cylinders, and I will not apologize for the pun. Even to the point where their pit stops were great. At one point, Oscar had to come in and he had to replace his front wing after that shunt. And even or no, it wasn't his front wing, it was his 10-second penalty. He went in to serve that. Even with the 10-second penalty, that would have been a 3.5-second pit stop, and that was the longest pit stop McLaren had out of 4 total pit stops, 2 for
yeah.
each.
I have in my note like just this is later on down the road, but like Orlando, he pit with a 2.2 second stop. Like it was the second pit stop.
Both
Like
of Lando's pit stops were 2.2 seconds. And
yeah,
One of Oscar's was 2.2. Then the other one, like I said, it was without the 10-second penalty, it was 3.5.
which the 3.5 you take off a half a second because you got like they're not in the right pace. That like
Mhm.
normally they move and yeah, McLaren hasn't figured out again.
They sure seem like they do. I am less optimistic for Las Vegas, but we'll get to that next week because let's see what else in my notes. I have Kimi defending against no, that can't be right.
But
Kimi defending against Max to claim P2?
what?
Are you telling me that Max Verstappen over the course of the race went from 18th to 3rd?
Just a little bit. Here's so I have like what I like to call the max.
Okay.
So at lap 16, Max is up to 13th again.
My god.
Uh, a lap 24, Max was up to P4 with the fastest lap. That guy took, I don't know, less than 20 laps to from last place 4th.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then goes, he leads a lap because he
Mhm.
comes back out. And yeah, is just out there, like just cruising. And there was a chance he could have won this today. Today, Sunday.
There was a legitimate chance that he could have won, and by the way, would have been the first driver in Formula 1 history to ever win from the pit lane, which I say this a lot. Of course it would be Max.
Yeah,
Of course it would be Max.
if you were to place a bet, who first one ever to do that? I'd be like, "Man,
Max, absolutely Max. And by the way, he was fighting Kimi. He got past George. Max was behind George Russell from lap 55 to lap 62. And then he passed George in lap 62. So from lap 63 to 71, Kimi Antonelli was defending against Max. Now, Max was well behind him because George, team player, held him up, which is exactly what I want from George. George is incredible at blocking. George is a fantastic driver. And I'm glad that he did that to give Kimi a fighting chance because if he hadn't have held Max up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 laps, it would have been a completely different story. Kimi, masterclass.
yes,
That was it was like some of it was defending, yeah, but I think most of it was just his pace and his consistency. And by the time that Max could get to him, his tires were starting to fade. Kimi was just driving. He was locked in. I can't imagine how terrifying it must be to be 19-year-old Kimi Antonelli and looking in your mirror and seeing the previous best 19-year-old Formula 1 driver in the world on your rear
mm,
trying to pass you. And here's the thing, even if Kimi would have finished third, that would have been great. But he refused. He stuck it in second and he stayed in second. And this race has changed my entire perspective on Kimi. Not not entire I've always liked Kimi. I was starting to I'm going to own up to something that I said a few weeks ago where I said, "Is it time to start questioning Kimi if he was ready to be in Formula 1?" I was wrong. I was so very wrong. It was the car because after Canada, he went on that weird dip. George seemed fine, but that's because George is more experienced and George is a great driver. They did something with the car, and Kimi was back up in the top 5 like he had been all season before Canada. And I am never been more happy to eat crow in my life. Kimi is special.
he is.
Kimi Antonelli is special.
And this, coming from a guy who has Ajar rookie on the team,
Mhm.
he's the best.
Kimi, as of right now, and I don't want to spoil our end of the season awards, Kimi might be my rookie of the year.
Yeah.
And honestly, if just between us right now, I mean
Okay.
between us and two of you
Millions.
watching, my rookie of the year is a toss up between Kimi and Ollie, but Kimi is still pretty far ahead for my vote.
Uh, that is, I think we might have a good debate for rookie of the year because
Ooh.
I have Isaac.
I understand why you would have Isaac in yours, and that is also fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, Lando won the race. Hell yeah. Great strategy. It was awesome. Kimi finished second. Hell yeah. Awesome. Defended against Max. And now Lando is in a position to where, and again, not optimistic. If Lando finishes in second place for the next 3 races and the sprint, and he finishes better than Oscar or Max, he wins by Qatar.
Are you like pausing to see that in? This is possible for you. I'm happy for you.
So possible. Obviously seen the stat floating around for the last couple of days. And by the way, I'm not taking this hat off for the next month at least. I will take it off on Black Friday to put on my Iowa hat because I'm gonna go to the Iowa-Nebraska football game, but this hat is not coming off of my head until Lando is holding that trophy.
Bill says number 1 underneath the Bills have a number 4.
Yeah. I I've this is a very new this is new ground for me to tread. I've never been in a position where I've had a championship, a driver, team, whoever that I support that could legitimately win a championship. I knew Lando was good when I picked him as my driver. I picked McLaren as my team when I started watching in 2021. Watching him grow and watching this happen, watching Lando stick around at McLaren even through 2022 and 2023 when the car was garbage, he has gone through so much, both in his personal life and with the team. I oh gosh, I can't. I told I told my fiance if Lando wins, by the way, I'm going to be so annoying about it because I will be. I'm
It's
going to
very
be insufferable for a little bit. I don't know how long, but for a little bit, I'm going to be insufferable, and you might hate me, and I'm sorry in advance. But
no, I think so.
cool.
Again, a Thunder fan. I've been a Thunder fan since it came into the league. I've been through ups and downs with that team. Finally won. So I am the insufferable Thunder fan. We are champions until we are not. That's why the Thunder hat's in the background, and I 100% will support you. I'll give you a little crap here and there. You are the champ until you are not.
I appreciate you. With that, let's go to our predictions quick. We got a few more things to get through before the end of the show. Uh
Oh, I was gonna say really quick. There was
yes.
one more notable thing that I thought was funny in the race.
Mhm.
Uh, Yuki got a 10-second penalty for causing a collision. Went to pit for the 10-second penalty,
Oh yeah.
and then got a 10-second penalty for not serving the 10-second penalty correctly. So then he had to serve another 10-second penalty.
So that okay, that wasn't Yuki's fault.
It wasn't, but
The
it's
Red Bull pit crew touched the car before the 10 seconds was up, so that negated the 10 seconds that he was in there. That was just bad luck.
I
That
know,
was
but I saw this funny
terrible
that they're
luck.
like, hey, you didn't do it good enough. Do it again.
Uh,
I thought it was worth note.
no, you're right. That was hilarious. That's a thing that was in the back of my mind, but I had ignored it because of the rest of the race that was
Yes.
happening.
How good is the race that like we forgot about the 10-second penalty for not doing a 10-second penalty correct?
It's incredible. Okay, predictions. We do 3 total, 2 normal, 1 bold. Lewis, what was your first prediction?
My number one prediction, George Russell top 5. I felt like it was
Oh,
pretty simple, pretty easy. George is Mr. Sunday, assistant.
yeah, and I mean, yeah,
Got it.
that that was a layup. That was a layup of a prediction if ever there was one. And honestly, I don't blame you. That's fine.
What was yours?
Lance top 10,
Ah, he had
which
bad
didn't
luck.
seem that out of reach at around lap 51 because at lap 51, Lance was in 10th.
Yeah, he just had bad luck because he got like spun twice.
Yeah, and then he started to drop back in 51. He was
I
12th,
think that was during pit cycles.
and then by the time the race ended, he was in 16th, which was one position away from last. So I think I got that one wrong.
Oh, uh, see here,
Yeah,
mine.
no. What was your second prediction, Lewis? What was that?
I had a McLaren DNF.
Oh, interesting. Did any McLarens in the race? No. Okay. You know what? You gave me the multi-car wreck for my bold prediction back in Coda. I will give you the McLaren DNF for the sprint.
Oh yeah, I was in this. What was your second?
My second prediction was that Lando was going to outqualify Oscar. Guess what? He did that.
Oh,
By the way, another thing we didn't mention that I really want to mention, and I'm surprised I didn't mention, Lando got a super grand slam this weekend. I don't know what else to call it other than a super grand slam because first in qualifying, sprint qualifying, first in the sprint, first in normal qualifying, first in the race. That's a super grand slam.
yeah, Triple Crown,
I don't know if that can be the triple crown because there was more than 3 things.
girl. Yeah,
Eh. On to your bold prediction. What was your bold prediction?
My bold prediction was Yoda of the points. Get him
Which
points.
don't I still don't subscribe to this being a bold prediction, but I get it.
Yeah, I get why it was kind of a easy. It was kind of an easy. I wish I would have picked more of where he finished, because 17th.
Mhm.
So if I would have finished way out of the points, make more sense.
I mean, I'll
Yeah,
give it to you, but come on, dude.
yeah,
Yikes.
yeah. No, I bunted.
Better than mine, which the Formula Friday curse continues to live on, by the way, because I said that Lewis was gonna win this race.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Lewis. Let's go to our grid gamble. This is the game that we play. We are each essentially adopting a driver every race at random, and wherever they finish, whatever points they get is the points that we get. You had Lewis Hamilton.
Yep.
He got
Home of
0 points.
the Friday curse.
I had Esteban Ocon. He got 0 points. So we're still holding steady at 29-5 me.
Hey, I'm just like Max Verstappen. There's still a chance.
The last time I scored points was with Lewis Hamilton before they raced at Coda. The last time you scored points was Isaac Hedger when he got 10th before
That would
the
have been Baku.
Baku? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
because
so.
before Skoda was Singapore.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right.
Baku. Oh
Um,
man,
gr- Grid Gamble is a really fun idea, and I'm so sorry that you're getting kind of screwed over here.
that's
That one
fine.
max win of mine really is kind of putting it over the top because I've only finished in the points twice, and one of those was a max win and Lewis Hamilton getting 4 points. That's it. Those are the only points I have.
Yeah, I finished in the points twice, but I had Gabby, and he got 4 points. Isaac.
Okay. Let's move on to our driver ratings. This is going to be a pretty easy one for me because spoilers, it's mostly high scores and nothing.
Yeah.
So let's start. We're going in finishing order. Lando, what'd you give him?
10 out of 10. Perfect drive.
Hey, me too. 10 out of 10. Absolutely perfect drive. Kimmy,
I gave him a 10 out of 10. Not like perfect, but damn near perfect.
I gave him an 11 out of 10 because he held off Max Verstappen for 6 laps.
True. I just at 11s.
I was very liberal with my 11s this week, as you'll tell, because I also gave Max an 11 out of 10. Because what the hell?
So I gave him the 10 out of 10. I mean, what happened? He did a max.
Now, I get most of that. A lot of that was probably just because it was a fresh power unit, but still.
Yeah. Like, you
Still.
still have to pass everybody. You pass everybody quick.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
VTEC really
gave
kicked in.
George Russell, I gave an 8 out of 10
I gave George a 9 out of 10. Mr. Sunday.
for sure. Oscar Piastri, I gave a 9 out of 10. He was good. He was gaining positions. I was getting worried at one point that he was going to finish higher than he did, and it was going to be closer. A point closer, but still closer. He was making me nervous the entire race. So 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 for me. Pretty much the same.
What'd you give Ollie?
9 out of 10. That Haas. Insane.
I think that Ollie is insane, and that
Yeah.
Haas is a side effect.
So do you think Ollie drove his Haas off?
Yeah, I do think that Ollie drove his Haas off compared to, especially with how he was in qualifying and the race in general. Ollie is going to be at Ferrari in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and then we're never gonna see him do anything again.
Quick hot take. Who does he replace, Lewis or Charles first?
Lewis,
That's pretty
Liam,
simple. Liam? 9.
really?
We didn't mention this, but both V carbs were in the points, Nick.
Oh yeah, interesting. How come you didn't mention that, Mister V Car boy?
Because Lando. Like the whole Lando thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
The V carbs were in the points. We got points.
Not only were they in the points, Liam finished ahead of Isaac, which doesn't feel right. That
It
doesn't sit
doesn't.
right with me.
I see. It's weird how Isaac's kind of been doing bad recently. Do you
Okay,
think?
let's not use words like tanking. He's not tanking. He's just not doing as well. He's slumping.
I don't know. Do you think he like saw like a scary movie where they like close the mirror and they see a scary person behind him? You think he's like closed a mirror, saw Helmut Marko behind him? He's like, oh god,
Ah,
yeah, I got to start tanking.
okay, no, you know what? Yes, I am gonna. I think tanking is the exact right word to use. You're right. I gave Liam an 8 out of 10. He did well. He did really well. I just didn't. It was another one of those things where it just felt like an anonymous race to me, which
Yeah,
isn't bad. It's just he did great. That's one of the highest scores I think I've given Liam all season.
in a Red Bull or V car. Uh, I gave Isaac an Harper in the points.
Yeah, I gave him a 7. That might be a little too harsh, but kind of the same situation as Liam. I think I gave Liam an extra point just because he finished ahead of Isaac, who's all season has been better than him.
Yeah, fair.
Nico Olkenberg.
Oh, Ulkenberg. I gave it 8 out of 10. That was a great drive from him.
I also gave him an 8 out of 10. He put So there's this thing that I've been noticing, and it hasn't happened often, but when one of the Saubers DNFs, the other one does really well. They and I
Huh.
think that says something about the team culture that they've built there where they know that their best I mean, they have to fight at that point. If they're facing a DNF situation, it seems like and I'm saying I have 2 notable examples, and that was this last race and then whatever. But I it's not a strong theory. I don't know if it'll hold much water, but it is a theory. And Nico is fine. He's good. I give him an 8 out of 10. Okay, so yours for Pierre, I'm going to share mine, and you want yours to be hidden. So I
Yes.
gave Pierre Gasly an 11th place, a 7 out of 10, because he did really well in that Alpine. 7 out of 10, though, because it was still outside of the points. But 7 is, again, one of the highest scores I've given Pierre all season. I thought he did finish 10th. I'm sorry. I was looking
You're
at the
fine.
wrong thing.
Yeah,
I'm a big
you were
old
looking
goober.
at the road numbers and not
I was looking at the row number. My bad.
fine. I should probably move the
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna bump him up to an 8 out of 10. I gave
so
Pierre an 8 out of 10.
I've
I'm a
kept
big old dummy.
I've kept this hidden for
Okay.
my Alpine tax
Mhm.
finally paid off, and you know how I mentioned don't do above 10.
Mhm.
That changes today. He got an 11 out of 10. He did it. He scored with an Alpine. It happened. Praise Jeebus. This man drove the car to a point. Granted, he scored like 22 points this season, but still, they did it again. I'm so happy for him. Yes. Let's go.
I'm happy for you. He's your boy.
Ah,
He will always be your boy. Even if he's in an Alpine, he's your boy. And I
yes.
am happy for you.
So it was a great race for me. Gasly scored a point. V Carb scored a point. What else could I ask for?
What else could you ask for? Alex Albon. Okay, now this is where it starts to go pretty hard. Down. I gave Alex a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. See, I gave Alex a 5 out of 10 too. It was the 10-second penalty for, yeah, his fault. Second one, not his fault. So it's like, can't really harsh him for that, but he still was one place out of, with a 20-second penalty.
Yeah,
Or no,
and it
Yuki had the
also
penalty, didn't he? Or was it not Albon? But yeah. So I take my
I'm
point back. But yeah.
I'm giving him a bit of what's the word? A bit of a tax too because and this isn't fair, but these are vibes ratings. I wanted the Williams with that livery to do a lot better than it did because it looked really good and
Yeah.
I was really disappointed that that thing finished outside of the points in any
Yeah.
capacity. It was a
Sorry.
bummer.
Yeah, sorry about that. I meant to say Yuki. I thought we were on there for some, but yes, Albon, yes. Should have been in the points, and that's why I gave him a 5. Should
Mm.
have been there.
I gave Esteban a 4 out of 10 because his teammate Ollie Behrman in the same machinery
Yes.
finished in 6th.
Fun Ocon, I gave a 5. Did he really do anything wrong in that race?
He
Besides,
didn't do anything, that's the problem, he didn't do anything in that race. His You can't you can't have a rookie teammate and you be an experienced driver who at one point was really decent. I think he might have hit his peak. You can't you can't just be doing that. Ollie
Yeah,
is good. Ollie is really good, but Esteban, you got to be up there too. You got to be fighting with him, alongside him. At least be in the top 10.
agreed.
Carlos Sainz, I give a 5 out of 10.
Same. It's just one of those things that I feel like there's that the points were top. Like there was the
It's
top
very top
10.
heavy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was so competitive. And it even got
Mhm.
to the point where they showed the ending and it was just
Mhm.
of all the cars finished.
Let's see. My next 3 I can also give. Alonso, Colapinto, Lance Stroll, 5s. I give all of them 5s.
It's gonna be the rare moment I give Lance a higher
Whoa.
because I agree. I gave Alonso Colapinto 5. Then Stroll got a 6. Yes, like it spun twice.
Mhm.
Like other than that, he didn't have a bad head of people. I don't know. I think if it
Well,
wasn't for those
he
moments,
finished ahead of Yuki and 3 DNFs.
it still counts. It still counts there,
It
Nick.
is winning through attrition. You're right.
Yes. So I gave him a little bit like a little vibe bump.
I gave Yuki a 4 out of 10. It's damning. It's just damning, you know? It's
Yeah.
rough.
So I gave Yuki a 4 out of 10. I was going to get him up to 5, then a 4, then a 3, then a 5, but then I had another penalty.
Mhm.
So back and forth with him.
Yeah, I know we were talking about Pierre being your boy, but this also can't be easy seeing Yuki do
No,
this bad.
that second chair or that second rebel seat.
Mhm. It's the curse.
It is.
And finally, and because I have to give them a value, Lewis, Charles, and Gabby both all 3 get 1 out of 10 because there just has to be a value there because
Yeah.
it'll
See,
make
I
things easier.
gave Lewis and Charles both 3 because Charles wasn't a fault of his own. Lewis wrecked, but he still drove around there, served his penalty, so he doesn't have it. Originally, for Gabby, I just had a sad face, but then it has to be a numeric value, so I get
Mhm. And
value.
that was Interlagos. That was the 2025 Brazilian Grand Prix. Do you have any final race thoughts that you would like to share before we move on to some news?
B Carb scored in the points. I don't know what else to say.
Indeed, they did. All right. Today was a big one because today we got the first reveal of the livery concept for Audi in their 2026 season. I sent you a DM over Twitter
Hmm.
if you would like to see it if you haven't somehow seen it yet. It's simple, but I kind of like it. It's silver. It's
Yeah,
got a Vodafone McLaren vibes, and it almost kind of has the same color of that red orange neon thing. And then there's a bit of a black in the back area. It looks fine. I like the color combination, but the design is kind of boring. And I know it's just a concept. And again, I feel like I need to make sure people know this. This is just a livery concept. This is not what the 2026 regulations are going to look like, but I kind of wish it was because this car looks pretty cool.
so next season, new regulation. Um,
Yes, next season,
I
new
did it just like I don't know how I feel about this, just because it felt when I first saw this, I thought it was low reveal and like my pros on my because
No.
like because I the original I saw it was top down,
Hmm.
so like front wheels up top, rear wheels on the bottom. I thought it was going to do like a slow reveal, like swipe up type of thing, and it was just halfway color, halfway not color. I just think it's a weird place to like color there. It doesn't flow
Yeah,
with the lines at all.
it does seem very modern minimalistic. I maybe it'll look better with sponsors. It like I said, I like the combination of colors. I just don't so much like the design. I hope it does some tweaking. Maybe this was a way for them to get some feedback on it.
Yeah, I just harsh line, gradient. No, I'll
Mhm.
give my 2 cents. I'm not a graphic designer. I used to Comic Sans. Still, gradient maybe.
Maybe. Another news that happened, there was a break-in at the Alpine factory on
Oh
Monday
no.
night. The thieves, I don't wanna call them thieves, perpetrators, people, broke a window and went straight to the upper floor where the executive's offices and Alpine management is located. But police sources confirmed that there was no theft, but a possible case of espionage is being investigated. Ooh.
Ooh. So what
Now,
are they
okay,
gonna? Yeah, what are they gonna?
here's
But
my question. Who? Who would want to do corporate espionage on Alpine, especially after this season? Why? Are they gonna have the best engine in the world next season?
is Renault somehow gonna be the because they're the only team with Renault engines.
Yeah.
So could you imagine if Renault all of a sudden figures it out and we have a Braun GP type of situation? Have one team that is just insane, and Pierre Gasly becomes a world champion. Oh my gosh!
Oh, no, calm down, calm
Oh,
down, calm down.
that's impossible.
I just the the corporate espionage thing really got me because who? Why? There no.
Yeah,
Why?
what are you gonna say? They broke in and stole some from.
Ooh. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't get the espionage concept. Like maybe I don't get it. I'm trying to think of any feasible. Why
Like,
one of the
what advantages could Alpine have in any way? And sure,
they have
it
more
could
wind
be
tunnel
they
time.
have other things that aren't Formula 1. I get that. But, you know,
It's anybody out there going, I want an Alpine.
I mean, to be fair, I do like the Alpine, F1 van. Have you
Um,
seen that?
maybe. So do have you seen Top Gear or
Yeah, yeah, I've absolutely
the
seen Top
Grand
Gear.
Tour
I have.
when they did the French episode where they
Yes,
just back up into everything and
I'm going to send you a picture of the, Renault E-Space F1.
okay, uh,
So
like,
it's not an Alpine, it's a Renault. Never mind.
which is not the same, but yeah, I get it.
It's not the same. Okay. I was wrong. I was wrong. I call that a Nick fact, where I'm kinda right, but not really at all.
You just nicked the truth.
I did. We are going to finish it up with this. It's another, not an IMSA podcast, another crossover between Formula One and IMSA. Roman Grosjean will be racing in the Daytona 24 Hours in the all-new Ford Mustang GT3. Lewis, you have the floor.
Yes. Oh, first off, have you heard the Mustang GT3?
Not yet.
Oh my goodness, it is American as American could be. It is
Ooh.
beef. It is growly.
Oh.
I do a lot of iRacing, and there's Fords that I do GTP, which is the higher one. We race around the GT, and every time you pass one, I kind of just want to like. You ever been driving down somewhere and you're like, oh, you like want to
Uh-huh.
stop and like look?
Like,
I want to
"Ooh,
do that during.
hello."
I want to do that during the race just so I can hear the Ford again. But also, like Roman Grosjean, good driver.
Mhm.
People forget he's a good driver.
Yeah.
And like he drove for Lamborghini last year, I believe, for
Mhm.
IMSA, the GTP, and now he's going to the G, which was a pretty solid car this year. They weren't like insanely good, but they were well up there. So I think this is gonna be awesome. And at the 24-hour Daytona, great race, and I want to go to it.
Mhm.
Go see the
I'm
Phoenix.
I'm going so I it's hard for me to watch a lot of IMSA and endurance racing, but I have been rediscovering my love for listening to motorsports over the radio. There's something very romantic about that for me. I grew up listening to NASCAR on the radio with my dad a bunch,
Okay.
especially when we were out driving somewhere or we just couldn't watch the race, we would listen to it. And there were even times where we'd have the race on, but we'd listen to the radio broadcast because radio is great. I love radio. So I realized that IMSA, if you download the app, they also broadcast all of the races over the radio through the app.
Yes.
So I'm going to be taking in more IMSA, just if anything, just to listen to motorsports on the radio because again, I love that so much. It's so romantic.
Yes, I have that about baseball.
I also
Oh,
have that about baseball. I love
listening to
baseball on the
baseball on
radio
the
and I love
radio is
racing on the
amazing.
radio. It is. It's my one of my favorite things.
Uh, went for our Daytona, by the way.
Yes.
Side note, we should probably go. Oh, it's
If you and
24.
I can find a way to go, then I will go. Okay.
Maybe we'll do Formula Friday from the trackside.
Okay. We'll remind you I'm saving up for a wedding in April.
Wedding schmenning. She'll understand.
Uh, and that has been Formula Friday. Next week, we're going to preview Las Vegas, which I will say this again, am super unoptimistic, not optimistic. I'm scared about what's going to happen to McLaren in Las Vegas. My only consolation, spoilers for next week, is that Oscar is also driving a McLaren. So maybe it won't matter. Maybe it'll cancel out and we just have to worry about Max for the last two races, which also terrifies me.
Oh,
So
I'm here for it.
until next week, I've been Nick. That's been Lewis. We'll see you next time.